All right, what's up, boys?
We on?
We're on now.
Oh, what's
Should
up,
be.
brothers?
Should be. Welcome everyone to the stream. We're about to start.
Oh, we
shortly
come on,
here.
say hi to all of our loyal viewers.
Yes.
A few seconds before the stream starts. Hope you guys are all having a good night or evening.
Yep. It's
How's
a
the audio
wonderful
looking?
afternoon. I'm pretty sure everything should be straight.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good.
Yeah. We should just make a habit of checking it because we always fuck it up.
True.
At least
True.
something goes wrong, at least.
Yeah, like
So.
I always forget I always forget to fucking, because I always listen to my mic to make sure how it
Yes,
shit
sir.
sounds, just in case. So.
Yeah, but it's 5 p.m., so we're starting
Yes.
today on, what day is it?
Today's,
October 9th.
Someday.
On this fine day. David, do you want to
Yes.
do us an official intro to get us started here today?
Let's go. So, wait, I gotta fucking start recording. All right. Welcome to the Left in the South podcast, episode 35. Another beautiful week. What's up, Caleb? How are you doing?
Nothing much, man. I am riding a high right now that only university students can understand. The day after you complete an exam. You know, like I've had this conversation with my girlfriend many times. Like, stress in life when you're a student or when you're, this might be true about work too. I don't know. I've never worked a traditional job, you know, but like stress really comes in waves. You know, when you have like exams coming up next week, stress is like so fucking bad, and then the exams pass and it's like all this weight is lifted off your shoulders and you get to be a normal human being for a while.
Yeah.
I live for those moments, so I'm enjoying this shit right now.
Yeah,
How about
sure.
you, man? What's up?
Fucking just recently caught up with a lot of schoolwork myself, so you know I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty productive. But yeah, I've just been playing fucking some Red Dead Redemption. Not sponsored.
Hell yeah!
It's been
I
fun.
wish we could get fucking sponsored by Rockstar.
Dude,
that'll be the day. That's when we know we made it. You know.
Yeah,
we're getting sponsored by Rockstar.
I just fucking love doing this podcast every week. You know.
Hell yeah, man! I want to start doing more stuff. We keep saying that, but we're both lazy as shit.
Yeah.
Mostly
True,
me, to be honest. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
But
hey,
up with new ideas. You know, we're trying to like write hit singles. You know, when the pop off and shit. You know.
Dude, I still want to do that, man. I want to do a song. It sucks that like we can tell you a little behind the scenes action. This will probably end up on our Patreon someday soon, so make sure to subscribe. But single. We were talking about maybe doing an original song because we both love like doing music and shit, and we were like always basically like baked in the Discord just looking for shit to do. So we decided we're gonna make some fucking music. So keep an eye out on a Patreon. That shit's gonna drop. It's gonna be fire as fuck. I got the vocals and the guitar. David's got vocals.
We just gotta learn how to do some music software and some shit like that. But before we get too into this episode, Caleb, I'm having some trouble here, Caleb. A little bit of amnesia. Can you tell me how? So I like this podcast, right? It's called Left in the South. Do you know how can I support these guys?
Well, I'm first of all, I want to say I'm very sorry about your amnesia.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, you have very
Mm.
convenient and easy ways to support your favorite podcast,
Really?
Left in the South Podcast. You can go to
Mm.
patreon.com/Left in the South Podcast, and or just go to our Twitter, Left in the South _, or David's Twitter, Rage _Pilot, or my Twitter, Dougly Thinks.
Mm.
Any of them, you can find our Patreon link there.
True.
And subscribe for a measly $2
Only
a month.
$2? No.
$2, David.
No way. So you're telling me for
You almost
8 quarters, I can support these guys?
for 8 quarters, you
No
can be
way.
involved in on-the-ground journalism and comedy from the Left in the South podcast
No
group.
way.
Can you believe it?
That's actually insane. So
Yes,
I mean,
so make sure to
they got
do
some
that
patrons
today.
though, right? Who are
They
those
do,
people?
yes. Some people believe in their
Mm.
content. Can you remember
Wow.
their names? I hear that maybe you had a
Yes.
list.
Fuck no. To be honest, I don't have a list pulled up, but I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Well, I think that their names are Grunt980,
Yeah.
James,
Yeah.
Payton, and Tim. Those are our 4 Patreons.
I mean, yeah.
And
that was
if I
fun.
hopefully I'm not forgetting anyone.
No. It's
But yes.
Kylie Justice, James, Payton, and Grunt980. You know, as always, appreciate your constant support every goddamn month
Every single month.
for only 8
Yes.
quarters as well. That's insane.
It touches my soul.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And I want to get us started right away with a chat message.
Yes.
Rockstar did this is from Philbin. Rockstar did a great video game in the way back State of Emergency. Very useful. I've actually never heard of this game. Not quite sure what he's talking about.
Rockstar, what was it
But
called? State of Emergency?
State of Emergency? This is an old game. February 2002, a beat 'em up. Yeah, this is back in the days, the early, the pre-Grand Theft Auto explosion days, back when Rockstar was just a shitty game dev company. Before, look it up. It's awesome, says Philbin. Dude, there's something special about going back and playing old games from your childhood. I recently played this one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that I had on
Really?
GameCube back in the day, and it was so bad.
True,
I
yeah,
felt
dude.
bad playing it. Yeah.
They look so bad and they're horrible, but you remember it's damn, this game was legendary. It looked good as fuck. You were having a good time, but then you go back to it, it's damn, this game was fucking boring.
There's very few games that stand the test of time, I find. Because you have game classics, even GoldenEye. You go back and play that, and you're like, God, I had such an awesome time playing this as a kid, but the control scheme is so shit.
Yeah.
A first-person shooter with only one stick is just playing first-person shooter on controller in the first place is terrible. And then take away one of the sticks.
We're so privileged to have this amass a huge Steam library, hundreds of fucking video games, right? But I remember when I was fucking younger, literally playing the Mafia demo over and over, because you had it was a 30-minute demo, so the game would just end at the 30 minutes, so I would just try to speed run it, so I could just over and over.
That's such a lost fucking art, man. Because I had the Legend of Zelda collection back when Wind Waker had just been announced, but it wasn't released yet, and they had that kind of thing. It was a 30-minute timed demo. And I was I discovered speed running on my own by repeatedly trying to play that and get further and further each time. That was so fucking fun, man.
Yeah.
Fritz says, I come from the days of Pong. You guys have it good. Trust me, we know. When my dad talks about 80s movies and stuff, I always remind him, I'm I'm not trying to personally attack you when I say games back then were bad. It's I see them as stepping stones, art, just like anything else, needs to evolve. We couldn't have fucking, I don't know, what's a good game that everyone likes? We couldn't have Minecraft without having Pong, it had to start with Pong and then get there.
True.
Philbin says about State of Emergency, it's basically a free roam riot and future dystopian corporate state, so basically present day. Zelda is awesome also. Philbin, I 100% agree. Fucking, that's my childhood. Also, Fritz, I forgot to mention, says you had to really work out saying James's name. What deep-seated emotional scars behind that? It's not an emotional scar. I just didn't want to say the wrong name
what
because
do
I
you?
would feel fucking bad.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Oh,
when I was
okay.
listening to Patreons,
Yeah.
because I was doing it from memory. I didn't want to say the wrong name, but
James.
yeah. But
No, but
that's
James
my
is
official
he's a good.
statement.
He's
Anyway.
a good. Yeah, I think he's our second patron or something like that, or maybe third.
Something like
patron.
that. Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was
Good
like
guy. He
our
always.
first like not like a like known like close friend group Patreon. So
Right,
we
yeah.
were in like close. I talked to like we DM'd each other and stuff like that. I talked on Twitter. I thought it was
For
funny.
sure, yeah.
You added him on Twitter and you're like, "Yo, James, you should get on the podcast. Just hit up David about
Yeah,
it."
because like that's the
So
thing,
just,
bro. I don't
like,
do any of the scheduling. David does everything.
fuck.
Anyone you guys see on the show, that's all David. I don't do shit. I just show up and I talk into
shows
the
up,
mic, and then
edit some of the episodes
Yeah.
sometimes.
sometimes, but usually I don't even do that. But yeah, it's good.
Oh,
Awesome.
fuck,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Fuck, man. Okay, I want to get into this
Let's
week's
get
news. We have a lot of
into
shit to talk about, so we can't
We
get
got
too far
so
behind.
much to talk about.
The first thing debatably that happened this week that was of note was the vice presidential debate. Unfortunately, we
Yes.
weren't able to cover it live,
Mm.
but I don't think we really missed much, and it's
Yeah.
probably going to be one of the shortest things we talk about today.
It
It was very boring.
I caught a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely super boring because it's not really about the vice presidents. It's about them.
Right.
How hard can they simp for their president? The Joe Biden, Donald Trump, right? It was very, very fucking boring because it was just like, well, fucking my daddy's better than your daddy the entire time.
Yeah. My dad can beat up your dad type energy.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. And there was very little talk about policy, and the policy talk that was there was all lies. I mean, it's like kind of the same problem I have with any debate these days. It's all fake window dressing type shit. There's
Yep.
no actual policy discussion. Kamala did have some moments that went down in the news. The famous Mr. Vice President, I'm actually speaking. So if you could she like I remember one specific moment. She goes,
moment.
I'm speaking, Mr. President or Mr. Vice President, and then she just went like this into the camera. I'm smiling into the camera, dead-eyed as fuck, by the way, for the audio only listeners. And she literally just like didn't move for a solid 2 or 3 minutes, and I was like, is she okay? Like, is she good?
That Nancy Pelosi moment where Nancy Pelosi was like, "Good morning." Like
Yes, exactly. Yes, I was like, is her mic like
Good
off?
morning.
Like, is she good? Is there like tech errors or whatever? That was a
fuck.
strange fucking moment.
Mm.
And yeah, like you said, of course, the fly moment.
Dude,
that
I
like
fucking hate fucking libs, bro. Is that fly swatter? Is that a real thing? Like the Joe
yes,
Biden,
it is.
dude. And then like I bought the fucking fly swatter. It's like the next day, like they have that shit ready, bro. Like that fly was planted by the Democratic Party.
Oh, it's sold out, dude. It's sold out. The fly spotter's sold out. We live in a garbage world. I hate how everything we do is defined by what we consume. It's so fucking upsetting. But like the thing that really pisses me off about the fly moment, David, is it goes to show like how the media is dying to latch back onto this like boring ass mundane shit, like because all the problems that exist under Trump, even though they existed before under Obama, the media just didn't cover it because whatever, it doesn't sell, they don't feel the need to do it, it's not popular. The same thing is going to happen when Biden wins the presidency later this year. Like people are going to be like, oh, we won, the fight's over, we're good. The media is going to slowly stop covering the issues that we're dealing with, but they're not going to go away. And the fly moment really just points that out, like how they not even talking about what the people said on the stage or what the implications
like,
of them winning
funny.
is.
It's literally
exactly. It's like
the
Da
Vinci shit, bro.
Literally, it really triggers me.
Fuck.
Philbin says you didn't miss much. The VP debate. Harris felt the need to double down on support for fracking. Fracking and the fly on VP's head was more interesting than Pence. I'm glad you said that, Philbin. The fracking thing totally slipped my mind.
Because the fracking thing, it's like when like Joe Biden will not be getting rid of fracking, and it's like, who the fuck cares and who the fuck wants that? Like,
yeah, like they say it like it's a great thing. I guess they didn't get the memo that fracking's bad now. Like no one likes that. No progressive likes that.
Drinking water that can catch on fire.
Yeah,
and like earthquakes in areas that like usually don't get them.
And even the logic behind Biden's plan of like transitional energy with the fracking shit, like it doesn't make sense. Even experts don't agree that that's like necessarily the right
Mm.
thing to do. And the way that she says it with such like fervor, the way that she says it with such pride, like we will not
Mm.
be banning
Yeah,
fracking.
it's
It's
like
like
this
it makes
green
it
and
seem like
the
she's saying
new
something
Green Deal
good, but
shit. They're
she's not.
scared of that. They're like,
Right.
they're like you
Oh
mentioned the
yeah.
Green New Deal. It's like you just said like communism or something like that.
Yeah, that was funny
Like,
when Pence accused her of being like Biden was the author of the Green New Deal, which is bullshit on so many levels. It's insane. But then
mm,
she like rather than say things like, "Oh, the Green New Deal is actually good and we agree with the message," she's like,
mm.
"We will not be doing the Green New Deal. We hate that commie shit."
Right?
It's
It's
like
like
what?
they're like we
Who?
fucking hate the planet. You know, it's like,
These are just two people
fuck.
agreeing with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just lying, but at the end of the day, they agree with each other.
I mean, yeah,
So it's
there's
kind of weird.
yeah, fuck, dude. Two conservative parties. But yeah,
We
dude, I
didn't
think
like
it's fucked.
Fritz says we didn't like fracking when they started it, but as usual, our voices were silenced in the party. Exactly, because their corporate donors love fracking.
Yep.
Fracking is
Those
extremely profitable
lobbyists,
for them.
baby. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
and they
money in
can't afford
fracking.
not to do it. Yeah, absolutely, and you know, profit over people
Mm.
always, all the time. So, until we have a bold person in office or somewhere in
Until
power,
like
that
a
will
town
continue to
gets
happen.
swallowed up due to fracking, you know.
I don't even know. Then they might rationalize that somehow. You
Yeah, but
never
I
know,
think it's just
man.
funny how like this Green New Deal is like this socialist movement, and then like you know it's like how dare you, you know, fucking to bring up consider a Green New Deal or like
Right.
stuff of similar sorts, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Next thing is
Mm.
next is probably actually the biggest news. So what happened is like basically right after we recorded the previous episode, Trump gets COVID. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, really?
And
Ah,
yeah,
damn,
I don't think we've mentioned this at all in the last episode. This happened in between episodes, and
damn. Oh
weirdly,
yeah,
it's
fuck.
already over.
Sick.
So why don't you
For
talk a little
now.
bit about what happened? I gotta run into the other room real quick.
Mm.
Bring up this topic. I'll be right
Yes,
back.
but for the people who are still here, yeah. So Donald Trump, all right, after this debate, contracts coronavirus, and he gave it to a lot of other people. He went to the first day he got it, or like the second day. He goes straight to the Walter Reed Medical Hospital, right? And he's in there. He's getting experimental drugs, supplemental oxygen, and he's out of the hospital in like what 3 days? Or he's
Yeah,
like out
something like
the
that.
yeah. But yeah, we're right now. But we're seeing Donald Trump. He looks like he's having trouble breathing. You know, in these videos,
Yeah, he
it
looks
doesn't
like
look.
he's on death's door, man.
He's like
I
trying
mean,
not to
just to put it,
like trying to hold back fucking
yeah.
coughs and shit.
I mean,
He's
that
probably also
fascist
high
ass
as fuck
video.
too.
Yeah, that's exactly like what doctors are saying too. That fascist ass video of him standing on the balcony of like some fucking White House building or something, of him just like struggling, like gasping to breathe, and like looks like he's
Yeah.
visibly in pain. Like almost if he wasn't a disgusting ass person, I might actually feel bad for him. But he's like visibly gasping for air.
It's
And like
because
and
coronavirus is putting fucking holes in his chest.
yeah, exactly. Fritz says sucking wind like a Magikarp. Yeah, bro, he's a fish out of fucking water,
Literally,
man.
yeah,
Like
true.
it's hard to watch sometimes.
Mm.
But while so the reason he's able to feel this good though, by the way, doctors are saying like he's on so many like experimental fucking drugs and steroids and stuff, basically just pumping him up. And doctors are saying like this is actually a really common thing with COVID patients. Like the drugs usually make them feel well enough where they're able to function more, but the sickness is still really hurting them on the inside. You don't necessarily see it. And because of Trump's health and his obesity, his
Age.
probably hypertension, his age, he's at an extremely high risk of dying of COVID. So the fact that they even let him leave the hospital to me
Yeah,
is
it's crazy.
mind
And not only
blowing.
that, but he has the audacity to even gas the people who are supposed to be protecting him with fucking coronavirus. Like literally hotboxing them while he was like, you know, let me go
Yeah.
show some support to my fucking fellow patriots who are
Yeah, he
wishing
does
me
a
well, right?
fucking he does a bio attack on a Secret
Yeah,
Service
literally.
detail and just infects all of them and their families with fucking
You can see
COVID.
one in like the passenger seat. He's like, he got the fucking full like lab coat on, fucking face mask, fucking face shield, bro. Like he is
Yeah,
trying to protect himself. But
it's
here's
insane.
the president like going like coughing, fucking no, like not even covering his fucking mouth and shit. Just he
Yeah.
was wearing like a cloth mask or something like that too as well.
Right. that's so crazy to me. And then like every time he arrives at places, even knowing that he's infected with COVID, he just removes his mask. Like I was reading this story recently where the White House staff was like complaining and refusing to work because Trump would just like come into the White House and just immediately just stop doing any of the things that he's supposed to do to prevent people from getting infected, even though he currently has COVID.
I mean,
He knows he's infected. Exactly, but like it's one thing if you don't know you're infected. Like I can almost forgive making like simple mistakes because like it's been 10 months now of us quarantining. Like people make mistakes. I understand that. But he knows he's infected. What do you lose by like not bio fucking attacking people, by not gassing people in your car? I don't get that. Very fucking strange. But I read a doctor saying that the steroids that he's on, the doctor himself had taken those steroids at one point, and he was basically so fucked up in the mind that he was like disassociating from reality. So Trump Trump has access.
The fuck off. He's tripping balls right now.
The man who has access to the single largest arsenal of potentially world-ending nuclear weapons is disassociating from reality right now. And I think the best evidence of that, David, came this week when he announced that the stimulus bill that Democrats and Republicans have been discussing was just dead. He was like, fuck it, we're not going to do any stimulus at all. And what happens immediately? Not even hours, minutes after that happened, the Dow Jones drops by like 300 points. The stock market is collapsing in trading closes, and Trump's like, wait, never mind. And then he just goes, actually, we will do a stimulus because I guess he saw the fucking, someone like, showed him the graph.
I will do a stimulus just for the stimulus, $1,200. Nancy Pelosi, the ball's in your court. Like,
just like, I'll sign it right now. Just give me the paper right now. I'll sign it.
Paperwork.
Yeah, New York Magazine called that the worst political blunder in history, and I'm almost like inclined to agree. You know, like.
But the weird thing too is like the Republican Party, like they're refusing to get this fucking Corona's fucking bill through, and I almost think it's like, cause like why not just pass it right now? Cause like that would help Donald in his fucking fight to get this presidency. Like why are they just not just getting a Corona? Like we should have, this should be the third one. Right. That we like,
I feel like this is a staple on our show at this point. Us talking about how did they not see the fact that if they just gave us money, he would win all 50 states. All he has to do is give everyone money. The longer he waits, the more people are voting for Biden. How does he not see that? How does no one in his campaign see that or understand that? It's not even like a very disconnected logic, you know? It's very obvious, very 1-2. You give me money, I vote for you. It makes sense. Even an idiot could see that that's a good strategy. So why is he doing that, David? Like, what do you think the long term? What is the long term?
I don't know, bro. I like.
Does he have one?
I don't even know what to tell you, bro. It's like it's such a blunder, such a mistake. Like, it sucks because I was so sure. Because it makes sense, like, for Trump just not to fucking throw these Corona checks out here, bro. That I made a fucking, like, I think I bought a desk and a chair. And I'm like, yeah, I should get a Corona check soon. So, like, let me be irresponsible for a second and, like, give me some, like, a good chair. So I don't have fucking spine problems for the rest of my life.
You put all your eggies in one basket.
Yep, and then 6 months later, I already paid off for it. Yeah, I already paid it, like, paid for it. But still no check. All right.
Yeah, and Fritz says that's why Pelosi's looking at the 25th. My girlfriend and I were actually talking about this just before we came on the show. And like I mean the terrifying truth is really that they just have no power to remove him. Like the 25th Amendment just blatantly doesn't apply here. Like with him getting COVID, like there's no precedent that he can be removed. Like so if you guys might be old enough to remember when George Bush had colon surgery or some kind of surgery or something. I don't remember if it was colon surgery, but he had surgery and he used the 25th Amendment to give away power. And for a short time while he recovered from the surgery. And like that is really what the 25th Amendment is good for. But like forcibly removing a president requires so much of the government to agree to remove him that it's almost a non-solution. Like you have to have so much control of the government that the president wouldn't be able to do anything anyway if you were able to remove him in the first place. And and also the reasons that you can remove him, like they're not laid out. It's just like it's totally vague. Like there's no reason or non-reason to do it. Like even if he commits an illegal crime that's blatantly a crime, he still can be president. Like the president
I
can
mean,
be a
yeah, isn't
criminal.
he impeached?
Yes, exactly. Like for the blatant crime of collusion that he did, he wasn't charged with anything and he's still the president and he's been the president for 4 years. Like it's not illegal for the president to commit a crime, basically, at this point. So, like, there's nothing that they can do. They have no weight, no influence on him. Philbin said, Fritz says it's all dog and pony show. Totally agree, man. Philbin says, I agree. I think it's an outside possibility that she thinks Pence is sick too, or Pence contacted her. Unlikely, I admit. I don't think it's unlikely at all. I think all of the Democrats need to fucking be getting tested daily right now. They need to be isolating.
Yeah,
basically
there was like a news article fucking place. It was an article it was like don't release yet until fucking Mike Pence gets coronavirus, and it got published too early. I think it's funny that someone's like, they're like, you know what, Mike Pence, he's probably gonna get the coronavirus too. He's like, and they just had the fucking article ready to be fucking shipped and shit. I think that's just fucking hilarious.
Didn't Pence just test positive? If he did, then that's news to me. But it wouldn't surprise me though. We were going to talk about this a bit later, but like pretty much every like leading Republican has been infected. I mean, we got people like even people like Stephen Miller got infected, Kellyanne Conway, someone who doesn't even really work like often anymore. Chris Christie got infected as well, and he's like on death's door. We were gonna save that for later, but fuck it, we might as well talk about it now. Like every Republican is getting infected, and I think it's a serious concern as well for all the top Democrats, anyone who's interacted with them. Like the upcoming debate, for example, Trump is basically refusing to participate unless they happen in person. But I think the Democrats would be a fool to basically, it's basically bioterrorism. Like, why would you participate in a debate? They're not going to respect any of the COVID regulations.
Yes, but like we had to put you in this plastic fucking bubble.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I would be like, yes, but only if you are in the bubble like that.
It's
one
because
fucking,
they don't want to do the Zoom fucking Discord because Donald Trump will just get muted, bro. They'll just fucking hit him with the fucking mute button, like if he talks over Biden. Because like that's his only fucking way in winning these debates is creating chaos and just like
he blatantly said that before in an interview. He said that I don't do well. Like I do best when I'm able to interrupt people and like interject. He blatantly said that in an interview. Didn't Pence test positive? Oh, he didn't. Deadline accidentally tweeted out a pre-written story. Yeah, that's what David was just talking about. Yeah. Mike Lee in Rose Garden ceremony last week acted like an alien from another planet, intent on infecting as many humans as possible. He's recovering now, double hugging everyone in the crowd. Dude, I'm convinced. In fucking Plague Inc.
about that, like, sorry, I know I'm interrupting you, but like,
no, go ahead.
I think it was like that, like I think Donald Trump knew that he had coronavirus before the first debate, and he was like, "Fuck, if I don't go to this debate, people are gonna say I lost." And like missing the first presidential debate, that's fucking huge, right? Like, they put a lot of like weight on this, and he's like, "Fuck, if I don't attend, they're just gonna say I'm dodging because I'm scared of Joe Biden." And he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go." And like,
I think we were talking about this, and I ended up saying like I don't even blame Trump for that, honestly, because like it's not like he is a piece of shit. But it's not his fault that this country puts so much weight on these weird ass debates. Like these stupid ass television reality TV show ass debates. Like people really do care about them. Trump didn't. It may have been responsible for Trump if he did know, which I think he did. I have no proof of this, but I'm pretty sure he knew. I mean, arguably it's a crime, but no one has been charged with it yet. So like, I mean, it would be up to a judge. But I mean, like personally, I think it should be illegal to knowingly infect someone. I've seen people bring up the argument like if it's illegal to knowingly infect someone with HIV, why is it not illegal to knowingly infect someone with COVID? I think that's a good argument. I mean, I think it should be illegal. If you reasonably know
Yeah.
that you could be infected, I think it should be illegal. Fuck it. I mean, why not? Like
Who
if
knows,
Trump
man?
walks into the White House knowing he has COVID and just like gasses all of his attending fucking servants, like
Mhm.
that's fucked up and should be a
Yeah.
crime. Fritz says they're not even debates anymore. Exactly. It's all just
Mm.
pre-practice lines, like jabs, and like trying to get little moments, like the vice president, Mr. Vice President, I'm talking moment. Like they're all just going for these little moments that
Yeah.
CNN can, like little
The
sound bites.
Twitter
That's what they
clips.
call them in television. Right, exactly. Like under 30-second clips where people can just watch it and then keep scrolling down their timeline.
Mhm.
Like that's what wins votes these days, not actual policy and shit like that.
Yep.
Philbin says if there is another debate, the cell from the Saw movie would make a good format. As long as Biden's the one near the door, Wallace can be the guy lying face down in between them. That's fucking funny.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also weird. So once Trump,
Biden, I put a bomb in your cock.
Bro, you're spoiling.
You have 1 hour.
You're spoiling a fucking skit right there, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Keep that under wraps, man. But yeah, it was also weird. Like during when Trump contracted COVID, like for some reason Biden was like, you know what, I'm gonna play fair. I'm not gonna actively campaign against you. And like then you have like Bernie's like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? And like Bernie's like hosting, these talks for Biden, so Biden can fucking win. Like I don't know why Biden's like, you know what,
right?
like, you know what, Trump, I won't campaign against you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. I
Get
almost
some rest, buddy.
was the very like Biden announcing after Trump gets COVID, like I'm done with the attack ads on Trump. That makes absolutely no sense.
Like they
like
wanna
he
lose.
wants to lose the election. It makes absolutely no sense. And also with like speaking of Bernie, like it's so true that Bernie always campaigns harder for everyone else than they ever do for themselves. Like he did the same thing for Hillary in 2016 as well. Like after Hillary, even to this day, he's living rent free in Hillary Clinton's mind because
True.
she's convinced that he lost her the election, even though no one but her dumbass lost it for her. And like and still Bernie was out there even after getting shit talked. He was out there campaigning for her. I don't get why the man does that. Like let
I don't know,
yourself
man.
rest, King.
All right,
It makes no sense.
just chill, bro. It's over.
Yeah,
They fucked you
I don't
2
know what
times.
to say about that, but I mean if I were Bernie, I would say
Mhm.
fuck him. But like he'll never do that.
Yeah.
Gus Hall, Angela Davis 2024. Is that actually like a thing? I would vote for Angela Davis. Angela Davis is like a hero of mine.
I mean, what sucks is that the person they're gonna be pushing for president in 2024, it will be Kamala Harris.
She's kind of old though. Like, I don't know. We talked on the show before about the idea that like the vice president this year is basically just being groomed for presidency next election.
Mm.
But like, do you think that Kamala would be a risky presidential candidate? Don't you think? I mean, she's a woman. She's black. She's a prosecutor, so she's not that popular among like young people or progressives. Which not that that's that important, but I mean, also she has a bad track record. I mean, I just don't think that she would be a great candidate.
I don't know. I feel like
if you're
they
trying
might
to
try
appeal to
push,
like
an Obama.
right, yeah. I mean, if you're trying to appeal to like this large centrist base, I don't know if she would really be up to
It's
it.
her
But who
time
knows?
part 2.
Bernie has to do it. Fritz says Bernie has to do it. We need his voice. If he doesn't step up, they take his power. I mean, but is there really a difference between like fake power and
Yeah,
no
what's
power?
so fucking funny is that like all of them were shitting on Bernie, and like basically when the primaries were going on, and the rest of them like they were all fucking going after Bernie, sucking Joe Biden's cock, right? And then now that they've fucking lost, and Joe Biden's the Dem selection, right? Bernie's the only person trying to help fucking Joe win here, and the rest of them they haven't like actively helped Joe here. Other than fucking endorse him after they got out of the race.
Yeah, and I mean that being said, though, the polls are consistently showing Joe Biden winning, and I mean honestly,
Bigly.
at this point,
huge,
not
hugely,
huge margins, yeah, and I mean
There's
some
a
of the
blue wave
percentages
coming in the Senate. We're gonna take the fucking House. We're gonna take the fucking presidency. a
Well,
humongous blue wave.
I don't want to say yes, the Democrats are probably going to do very well this election cycle. But I mean, good or bad, I have no idea. But you know, who knows? Hopefully, it's for the better. We will see. I hope that people stay angry. That's my only thing. Is like for me, this is not the worst case scenario, you know. But it's not the best case scenario, but it's not the worst either. I just really hope that people stay angry if Joe Biden wins, and people don't forget all of these things that we're upset about right now.
Yeah,
you know?
because that's the problem, right? In America, right? So we have this political system where we have the Republican Party pushing things further to the right, and then after people is done with the Republican Party's shit, because people are just fucking angry at what's going on, right? And then you have a Democratic president get put in, and that they're appeasing, they're soothing the fucking citizens, they're making sure people calm down, so then another fascist fucking Republican can get back into office and push the agenda more towards the right.
Right, exactly. It's 10 steps to the right, 3 steps to the left. And they convince you that like those 3 steps to the left is all they can do. But when you zoom out and look at it from like a bigger perspective, you realize that over time we've just been going to the right, to the right, to the right, and we're not going back anywhere.
Yeah, America's
and
like
the Democrats like
center, right?
that. Yes, exactly. And the Democrats are happy with that. They're satisfied with that. And that's why it's so important that even if Joe Biden wins, you have to realize like Joe Biden is not the end goal. He's something that we do, or something that some people are choosing to do because they fear Trump so much. Yes,
like
some people would.
Is worse than Trump because
right,
that could lead to people being just like not wanting to do anything. Changes the fucking system like at all.
Exactly.
Because
and when you throw climate change
fascist system, at least you can see that. You can fucking see that.
Right.
It's bad. And why
exactly.
Stop.
That's the cookie cutter accelerationist argument, but I mean it's a very convincing one. I mean, like historically speaking, it's a very convincing one. You don't have to go back very far. You can go back to the Obama times, and you can see that the anti-war movement that was popular under George Bush largely went away under Obama, even though the war in the Middle East did not come to an end under Obama. He did later in his presidency, he did reduce the number of troops we had there, but at the beginning he increased them, and people loved that shit. And yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna try to do as much as I can personally to help people stay angry, but I hope that it just is easy, and I hope that no one forgets what's happening. I wanted to talk a little bit about Kellyanne Conway's fucking daughter, because we have a big whistleblower situation going on right now on TikTok. They basically, what happened is, so like when all this I'm calling it the red wedding of COVID, because all the Republicans got COVID. Basically, like no one knew that Kellyanne Conway had COVID until her daughter posted on TikTok saying, "My mom has COVID," and she basically like infected me without telling me, and like is gaslighting me, telling me that this virus is like not that dangerous or whatever. And she posts a video of her mom trying to convince her to like post a TikTok and tell everyone that she wasn't being abused. It's pretty freaky ass shit, bro. Weird shit. And like, it's so funny to me that
you sent me.
Yeah. You should definitely show it. It's so funny to me that people are basically whistleblowing on TikTok because they're the children of representatives. If you want to go ahead and show the video or pull it up, I wanted to say, Fritz said, "I can tell you there are no real Republicans left. They've been co-opted by teabaggers." Absolutely true. Whatever you want to say a real Republican is, it changes so often that, yeah, they can make it whatever they need it to be. Let's watch this video that David pulled up, though.
Yes.
Nominated Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. Claudia claims Kellyanne gave the virus to her.
You've caused so much disruption.
Disruption?
You lied about your mother about COVID?
No, Mom.
About COVID?
It's how I interpreted
it. You're taping me again?
Meanwhile, newsman Chris Wallace, who was right up there at last week's presidential slugfest while the president was presumably contagious, has tested negative.
And the nation's top military brass, all the members of the Joint Chiefs of Staff are now quarantining after the Vice Commandant of the Coast Guard tested positive for COVID-19.
Can you believe that shit? The way that she's like lizarding, like looking at the camera, like you're. I hate when old people say taping. I don't know. That gets under my fucking skin. By the way, why do people say that? It's not tape. What is that? Like
because,
you,
bro,
they weren't even alive
they
during
were
the
born
time.
in the fucking
They
caveman
weren't
era.
though. That's the thing. They had digital cameras when they were growing up. Like Kellyanne Conway is not that old. She's only like 40 or 50 or something like that. You know,
Is that
like
what
pretending
those
like they were
new
fucking
phones?
like shooting films like fucking
yeah, fuck,
like
dude,
that
yeah.
guy who made Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Hey, watch it with the old people crap. Hey, no disrespect, man. I'm a tech head. You know what I mean? I like to use
We're fucking
precise
millennials, yeah,
language.
man.
I was getting into an argument with my girlfriend earlier about this thing. Precise language, it matters, okay? When you say things, like, they have meaning. If I say I'm taping something, it's like, I get that it's a colloquial thing that means I'm filming, which even that is a fucking, like, old school film is not used. So, like, what are you actually doing? I don't know. I don't know why I'm mad. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
You're very upset.
I
It's
don't
that
know why.
OCD,
It
man.
matters. Okay, maybe it is. Yeah. Marty McFly had a VHS camcorder. He's still cool. Yeah, but I mean, Marty McFly came to 2015?
2020.
And
right?
they had, I don't remember. It was like
Oh,
a
who
recent,
knows?
it was not that
2019?
long ago. It was either like 2015, 2019 or something like that. And they had flying ass cars and like hover boots and shit. Where is that for us? That's a world without capitalism, you know? Like if we had no capitalism, we'd have flying cars and hover boots and shit.
But
Nick
yeah,
Philbin says, I say taping. Maybe it's just me then. I usually say recording, but I don't know. But even that, I mean, that probably is some antique fucking word that no one should use. I don't know. Maybe I'm just mad over nothing.
Yeah, but
I do that a lot.
I think it's fucking like, yeah, I do think it's funny like these TikToks that their children are taking them, right? Like TikTok's this because become this platform where people use it to send their message. It's like this up and coming platform, really. Like it's an easy way to spread messages, and like it's really easy for people to get a lot of following on TikToks, right? Because you just follow the same format as each other. Really.
I don't understand how one gets TikTok famous. Like a lot of the famous TikTok people I have, I look up like their stories and like how they got famous. And basically it's just like they posted like fitness vlogs or like they posted like Vine skits, but they're not really that funny. Like they're just like them doing stupid shit and then like they get hella famous. Have you seen that show about those influencers that work at MagCon? I forget the name of the show right now. I can't, sorry, but if you look up MagCon, you'll know the guy I'm talking about. He's this like douche ass kid who's like 17 years old and has a net worth of like $25 million because he got TikTok famous. Just like, or I think it was actually Vine, but making like dumb like lip syncing
I feel
videos.
like those people who get like TikTok fans, I'm pretty sure they were like rich before. Like
I think you're right. I think
like,
they have to do
they
some
get
kind of like
famous.
advertising or something like that. Use like their parents' money or something.
Yeah, for
to
sure. There's
get
definitely
followers.
something like
Yeah.
like I'm pretty sure like those TikTok people. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're fucking rich like before they got into it. There's no way because like you see them, they have fucking huge ass houses. Houses are fucking huge.
Yeah, we were talking the other day about artists. Like most artists who make it big are already rich before they make it big. And I think one of the most surprising ones for me was Post Malone. Apparently Post Malone's dad is like rich as fuck, or maybe he like owns a record label or something. I want to say.
I mean, it makes sense.
Like, of course it makes sense. And I mean, from a materialist point of view, I mean, I would assume that even in the first place. But like there's some people whose personas are like working class or poor, or like they're so relatable. Like they have this character that they play basically where they're very relatable. So it's almost shocking to hear that they're like rich as fuck and they come from a rich background. Like Post Malone, I would expect him to be like, yeah, exactly. That's like the whole idea of the country music, like country western music nowadays is made by millionaires who are all singing about the woes of like being blue collar workers, even though they've never done that in their life. It's an interesting phenomenon. Taylor Swift has a record exec dad. I knew that because I grew up in like just south of Nashville, and everyone knows about Taylor Swift there. Like they teach you about her in school.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
I'm kidding, by
talented
the way. They don't
people
actually do that.
on this earth. You know, the difference
Yeah.
between the people who actually make it and the people who don't is that those people have more money than you, and they're able to get their voice heard in more places. You know,
Yeah.
there might be little luck to it, like you know, there's so many podcasts out there, and like it might be the best podcast out there ever, right? But if no one finds you, you know, no one's gonna know. Like if no one spreads that,
Right.
like that's why advertising is so fucking huge. Like you just
Yeah.
need the right people to hear it, and then like all of a sudden you've grown an audience.
Definitely. And it's actually why I kind of like in theory, I like shows like American Idol. You know, in real life they're very corporatized shit. But I like the idea of American Idol because it's like, oh, you get to find talent from people who are like totally nobodies. Like you can just apply for the show, you don't have to be famous or whatever. You know, you just come on and you just display your talent and you can finally get recognition for something like that you're very talented at. Like I wish that we could recognize like that's kind of one of the reasons I want to escape from the chains of capitalism, you know, because like I want people to be able to pursue their interests in their personal talents, because I feel like a lot of the reasons we don't see talented people is because they're not able to pursue those talents, or you know, because everyone's different what they're good at, and you know, if you can't spend your time doing the thing you're good at because you have to work and like
if
do
you love
stupid
like
shit.
playing the piano, but you have to work 8-hour days, you know, 6 days a week, 5 days a week,
Right.
It's,
Yeah, Fritz
kinda
says
hard
if
to
you
learn.
want talent, go to the subways of New York. This is that's a great example of exactly what we're talking about. Like you get literally homeless people down there that are like singing to make a living, like to afford food for that day or whatever, like busking. And they're like more talented singers than like half of the Billboard like top 20 fucking hits. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that's sad, but
I
it's
mean,
just a
yeah, it's
sad
like
reality.
that one guy a while ago who had that like golden voice, and he was
Yeah.
he would play like, you know, just talk for people, for cars passing by, and then all of a sudden, you know, people saw him, right, and then he got like, you know, like Campbell's like chicken noodle soup, some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
For like a commercial.
Crazy because he like as soon as he got insanely famous and made like
it was viral,
millions
yeah.
off of that moment, and then his just like that his fame just went away and now he's a nobody again.
I mean, I
Like
wouldn't say
that
nobody,
must
I'm
be
pretty sure he still has
so
money. Right.
well, I'm sure, yeah, but I mean like but as far as like no one talks about him. I'm sure a lot of people don't even remember that shit. Like we're chronically online, so we remember viral videos and stuff. But like a lot of people don't. He's just nobody to everyone now. But like how weird must that feel for him too? Like, oh, I just became famous overnight and then like a year later I'm back to normal. Like, okay, cool, I have a lot more money now, but like what a strange experience that must be. Ted Williams, was that his name?
I mean, someone remembers him in chat. It's not that unknown. But I mean, if you ask someone who's probably like younger, they'd be like, "Who?
Oh, it was Ted Williams.
Ted
Yeah.
Williams, huh?"
Yeah, this was a long time ago. That was 9 years ago. But yeah, I remember this. Like, gosh, that's so weird. Like, I wonder what Ted Williams is doing right now, as we speak.
I don't know.
He has
bro.
9 kids.
He
See
has
what I mean? 9 kids. Yeah, like, did you know that about him?
No, I didn't.
I didn't. He's a nobody now, but he's still doing well for himself, so it's a net positive. I agree, but I mean, like mentally though, I wonder if that bothers him. Like the idea that I don't know, like he got a taste of like being in the spotlight. I don't know. Is that good or bad? Is it good that he had it, but now he doesn't?
I mean,
Or-
I don't think anyone wants to be like constantly in the spotlight. Like,
True,
be
but he
annoying.
might like spend the rest of his life trying to chase that and like never
Really?
reach it again. That would be. I don't know.
I
I
feel like
personally don't
once you
think I
got
would,
it,
but
like, you know, I got it. I got a taste of it.
he's still doing voiceovers. Well, I'm glad it worked out for
yeah.
him at least. You
Well,
know.
one thing I want to touch on, since we're like, kind of already stop talking about the coronavirus shit, is that when Donald Trump got coronavirus, Twitter made statements like, if you are wishing death upon people like Trump with corona, it's like you could get fucked for it. I don't know. What do you think about
Oh
that?
yeah. I think it's total bullshit. Okay, first of all, I want to say like if someone's a public figure, I don't know. I feel like there's a very clear difference between saying like, "Oh, I wish Trump would die."
Mm.
Like between me saying that and me saying like, "I'm going to assassinate like this person on this day at this time." Like, it's so different, and I don't know. It's very very weird to me. And also, I wanted to say too that like when they said anyone who wishes harm on someone, like they included the idea that like if you are strongly, excuse me, jeez, strongly indifferent to the idea of someone getting killed. So if I went on Twitter and I was like, yawn, I couldn't care less if Trump died. It's like apparently that means like I'm like threatening him or something, you know, and like I'm encouraging violence or something. It's such a strange thing. And also I want to say
to see Trump on a ventilator. That's all.
Right, yeah, like all I said was I hope Trump is able to leave the hospital extremely soon. Like how in what way he leaves the hospital, that's up to interpretation. I wish that he left the hospital in a fucking box, but some people don't. They straight ignored the death threats to Obama to this day. Fritz, exactly, man. That's the thing is like I feel like there are like certain people that it's okay to do death threats against. And like it seems like the rules are almost in reverse because like if you were a lib, you would think like, oh, I hate Republicans, so like I want to say it's okay to say Republicans should die. But it's actually kind of the opposite. It's like racism. It's like you're allowed to be racist to like your own race, you know, like that's fine. Nobody's gonna say anything. But like you can't be racist to other races. It's like that. So like if you want to wish a Democrat to die, it's like, oh, it's fine as long as you're a Democrat. But apparently, like when I want Trump to die, even though he's a fascist, I'm crossing some kind of imaginary moral fucking line.
Too far there, buddy. Too far.
Yeah, it's like,
how dare
what
you?
does he have to do? I saw this amazing tweet of someone that said Twitter in the 1940s would have been, oh, how dare you make fun of Hitler for committing suicide? Like he was still a human being.
Bro.
It's like, yeah, like no, of course they wouldn't be saying that. Fuck that guy. Like I'm glad that he's dead. I'm glad that he shot himself.
Trump's killed fucking 200,000 people in the United States. Like imagine all those families who've lost a family member due to his actions. Due to his non-actions, more like, because he didn't fucking do anything when he had prior information. He knew how bad the coronavirus was, and he still didn't do anything. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I can't believe that they're shocked that people are wishing death upon this guy when he's literally killed millions. I mean, hundred thousands of family members.
Yeah, Grim Reaper is shocked when peasants don't like him. Like that's literally that's the headline I'm imagining. Like when someone's like shocked that Trump is like disliked and people want Trump to die. No one gives a fuck. Like if you're a bad person, people aren't gonna care about you. That's how life fucking works.
Yeah, and it's so funny that it comes from these. There's like lots of alt-right people, right, who are like just shaming people, right, for wishing death upon the president or saying things like this. Then these same peoples advocate for violence on Antifa, fucking 24/7, bro. Literally fucking coming at the thought of punching an Antifa member or some shit like that.
Yeah, and here's the thing is like we can all sit here and agree like conservatives are stupid hypocrites for saying shit like that. It's like, yeah, okay, I agree with you. You're right. Like they threaten violence on us all the time. And like they're stupid for doing that, and I hate them. But here's the thing is like just because they do things that are bad like doesn't mean that if we do it it's also bad. Cuz like when you do violence, it matters who you're doing the violence to, of whether or not it's good. Like if you're doing violence to a bad person who wants to kill people, that might be good. Whereas you're doing violence to someone because they're a different skin color than you, that's probably bad. Like there's nuance to the use of violence, and like liberals don't understand that in this country. Like if you're wishing death on Trump, you're the same as a conservative wishing death on a black person somehow, even though they're not the same morally, obviously, you know? And Twitter gets caught up in that liberal trap of like not understanding that wanting to kill a fascist is a totally natural thing because fascists are scum that should be deleted from the universe. Anyway, we can move on from this topic if you want.
Yes, but another thing, you know, talking about alt-right violence, right? Recently, a Michigan governor was almost kidnapped, right? And the FBI was able to.
I don't know if that's accurate. Almost kidnapped, but well, they were just planning.
thinking about it. You know, they typed into Google like how to kidnap someone. You know, we were fucking talking about the other day, like when they get caught with the FBI, they were like, we were fucking role playing as, you know, we were just trying to teach her a lesson, roughen her up a little bit. You know, we're not gonna kill her or anything. You know?
Yeah, that I don't understand how you get caught. One of them had to have flipped. Like it must have been started to get serious, and one of them flipped because like I saw a news article where someone was saying the FBI intercepted encrypted messages. But like what that really means is that they either one had someone in on it and they were involved and it was like a what is it called, like a sting operation or whatever, or two, someone in the group went to the FBI because they were like uncomfortable with what was going on or something like that. Like the FBI doesn't just scan through fucking all information that's flying through the air and they're just like, oh, this guy wants to kidnap someone. Like it doesn't work that way. So I'm wondering how they got caught. They may have just been really
correct me
fucking
if I'm
stupid.
wrong, but like this whole ordeal was happening because gyms weren't opening, right?
Yes, that was their logic. They're anti-maskers.
They were losing
basically.
the gains. The
Yeah.
gains, Caleb. You
They
really
were
gonna take
saying,
away
like,
the gains from them?
The tyrannical leadership of Michigan was like preventing them from having their freedoms to go and do what they want. So they decided to kidnap the governor, and apparently that's what I don't understand is like, what did they think was going to happen
They were
next?
gonna kidnap the governor, and she was gonna open back the gyms for those gains, and then they'll be on their way, you know.
But like, okay, step one, kidnap the governor. And then the end goal is to open the gyms. But what about step 2 and 3? Like, what are those?
They're like, so
where
what's gonna happen after we kidnap them? You know,
like if you kidnap the governor, do you become the governor? Is that like a law somewhere? Is it like Fortnite where the last person standing? Yeah, like
fuck.
You get a victory royale and you become the governor of Michigan. I don't know. That was probably the most absurd story.
Yeah, I thought that it came out of fucking nowhere. Honestly, I didn't really think it was gonna get picked up that much.
I thought it was fake, to be honest, but
you
apparently
know,
not.
I'm seeing it's getting talked about a lot on Twitter. Definitely seeing a lot about that. I think it's just fucking dumb as fuck.
Yeah. And Fritz brought up the 25th Amendment earlier, so we kind of talked about it a little bit. Do you think that anything do you think that the Democrats should really focus on removing Trump, like knowing that he has only 2 months left? Like, should they waste their time trying to get rid of him? Or... Right, yeah. I would say so. I think like after the first impeachment failed, I think trying to remove him anymore is kind of a waste of energy because I mean, it's just not going to happen.
I mean, he's doing himself in with the fucking moves he's making. So like like honestly,
just like Sun Tzu says, never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. For sure though, no, for real. But like,
but always interrupt your podcast co-host.
Yeah, for real. No, for real though. I don't know why I kept on saying no for real, but yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Like the shit he's doing. The gap between Biden and Trump is just fucking getting bigger and bigger. Right?
Yeah.
And which is good because like if this gap between Trump and Biden, it's gonna be really hard for Trump to cheat out this election. You know, because he just needs he just needs it to be in margins, right? So he can like cheat it out in the ways he wants to. But if it's a fucking big gap, you know, it's gonna be really fucking hard for that. And I don't think it'd be funny seeing fucking Trump getting pulled out the White House because he's a little baby and doesn't want to leave.
I don't think he wants to be president. Like, I think that he just has a lot of pride.
Because he's scared of the Israeli government, bro. He doesn't want to get fucking kidnapped.
You're so on this shit,
dude.
Man.
He is, bro. He's
dude,
scared,
I'm gonna
man.
look like a damn fool when Israel like assassinates him at post-presidency.
He is, bro.
Man.
Dude, have I been wrong yet, dude? AI actors, farm towers.
Literally,
I haven't been wrong yet, man.
He's gonna be fucking hanging from his big toes in the fucking capital of in Jerusalem. You know what I mean?
It's either that or fucking Corona fucking checks him out.
Oh yeah, I'm still not convinced he's gonna survive this run-in with Corona. Like I'm not convinced that he's doing that well. Like someone's running his Twitter right now, and he's actually like dying. I think he's like seeing shit and like talking to fucking
has
people.
Had an ego death, you know.
Yeah.
He fucking.
I don't understand how you can brush so close to death and like not be humbled. You know, like I'm humbled every day. Like I'll read an article where like scientists discover like water on Mars or something. I'm like, wow. how insignificant and puny I am. And Trump like wakes up every day and he's like, I'm the baddest fucking bitch on this planet. I'm the baddest motherfucker out here. And he just walks
True.
around
I
with
mean,
his
he's the
cock
king of
out.
the world. I mean,
Yeah.
like being the president of the United States, you
And
might
he
as well
knows
be
it.
the fucking king of the entire
Yeah.
universe.
I want to be like him, man. I want to be like confident and just like you know, like I don't know,
Be
like
a bad bitch.
a fucking a bad bitch, and like I want to know it too, you know, like I want to be a bad bitch and know I'm a bad
Mm.
bitch too.
I mean, in
Jeez,
my
man.
opinion, Caleb, you are a bad bitch.
Oh, thanks, man. You're a bad bitch too. You're my bad bitch.
Yeah,
But hopefully you won't be dying in this upcoming hurricane though. How
no, dude.
is that gonna hit you?
No, it's gonna be hitting Louisiana though. So if you're in the Louisiana region, you know, sending my positive energy to you. Hopefully you don't get fucking destroyed.
My like 100-year-old grandparents live in Louisiana, so
Damn,
hopefully
your grandparents
good.
are 100.
Yeah, well, my great grandparents.
And he's
Or wait,
still
no, my
fucking
great
alive?
grandparents. Yeah.
What are they holding on
I'm
to?
like-
Why are they still on this mortal realm?
Hopefully
On
some
this
fucking
mortal plane.
change, if you know what I mean. Actually, no, that's bad to say. I don't mean that.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
No, I mean leave it in. It's a
Oh,
joke. It's
fuck.
fine. They know it's a
Yeah,
joke.
yeah,
They
yeah.
don't listen to the show. It's all
Yep.
fine. But fucking Hurricane Delta, because
'Cause there's
it
so
really
many.
do be moving.
Yeah, there's so many.
It's actually not
hurricanes.
that bad. It's well, not that bad. It's a category 3, but hopefully it gets you know, like downgraded. I
down.
was saying on Discord, like almost every hurricane like starts out like insane. They're like everyone's gonna
They're
fucking
like,
die.
it's
like,
a Cat 7
Yeah.
incoming.
They're like,
Kiss your
holy
ass
shit, this
goodbye.
is it. But then it's like it's a
Oh,
pussy
fuck.
little storm by the
Yeah.
time it hits, which
And then
I mean
when
is
when
good.
Yeah, when it touches down,
Yeah.
it's like you're chilling. The power
Yeah,
goes
so
off. For like 10
disappointing, right?
minutes.
Only like 10 people die. It could have been like
I
thousands.
remember when God, when Irma fucking came through Florida, dude, my power was gone for like a whole fucking week. Like I was like fucking taking a shower in like fucking like water from like the sink or something
Ew.
or something. I don't know if the sink even fucking worked, to be honest with you. But like, you know,
Yikes.
we'd like fucking drive around, you see all these fucking electric poles are fucking down and shit. Like it was fucking bad.
Yeah, I've only been in one like flooding scenario, and it was in 2009 during the flooding of 2009. You can actually Google this. I'm pretty sure there's a
Flooding of
Wikipedia page.
2009.
Yeah, the Clarksville 2009
shit.
floods, and I was there.
Did you die?
And my house, I lived in a mansion at
Mhm.
the time, which by the way,
Jesus.
and it was a really nice place, and it was like on top of a hill in a forest.
Mhm.
And my
And it got
neighbor
swept
to the
away.
left of me like was in the little valley at the bottom of the hill. Their house was underwater to the roof. Like
What the
they
fuck?
were like they could swim and like go on top of their roof. It was the most insane shit I've ever seen. Like absolutely surreal.
That's
I couldn't even
crazy.
believe it. I've never seen anything like that in my life. It was insane.
Wow.
Fritz says thankfully it won't touch North Carolina this time. I know, right? You guys need a fucking break over there, man.
Yeah,
like
true.
like 3 hurricanes this year, I think.
I
have
think
hit
the
that.
worst thing about like living in Florida is like knowing a hurricane's gonna come and it's gonna fucking ruin my gaming night.
At
man.
least once a year.
And it's
like,
gonna fucking
minimum once
ruin
a
my
year.
fucking night because my power is gonna go out for like fucking 5 hours.
Yeah. I don't want to live in any hurricane states or any tornado states. Those are the 2 scariest natural disasters. Because, like, my thing is, like, earthquakes are terrifying as fuck, but I could probably, like, I can deal with it. And they're pretty rare. And, like, the ones that are actually super dangerous are very rare. But, like, tornadoes and hurricanes is more like every year it's going to happen. It's just a matter of how many times and how bad is it.
Yeah,
like,
isn't fucking Los
that's
Angeles
annoying.
due for a fucking world-ending fucking earthquake over there?
Right, yeah. Like I think like Yellowstone was supposed to blow up like 1,000 years ago and it hasn't yet. So
Yellowstone's literally fucking edging right now.
well, that would be the
destroying
best way to
entire United
cap
States.
off 2020 is
Yeah,
to just
just
have a
Yellowstone
mind-shattering
floods.
Yellowstone
Like,
orgasm
dude,
for this earth.
2/3 of the United States will be covered in fucking ash. So,
I know.
and I think
I can't wait.
there will be a fucking winter caused by it or something like that. It's gonna lower
Yeah.
the fucking degrees. So it'll
Oh
be
yeah,
perfect
the
weather in
fucking
Florida.
yeah, it'll be window open weather. That's
Yeah.
my new that's my new thing is like I don't actually care how hot it is. It's just Is it window open weather or not? Right now it's not, which is why I have this window
Yeah, that's
closed.
very unfortunate. You know, I have
Fritz says, add that to the 2020 bingo, super volcano explosion. You never know, man. You always want to be prepared. Fritz
Yeah,
also
it's
says we can start in North Carolina by getting rid of Thom Tillis. Dude, anyone named Thom or fucking like Strom or Thurmond or fucking anything like that, they're all racist pieces of shit. Like no one has ever been named Thom and liked black people.
Jesus.
I'm
Yeah.
convinced of that.
It sucks because I want to move to Oregon, right? But like I feel like when I move to Oregon, like the next week it's like fucking Yellowstone National Park, like set to explode. Evacuate, get the fuck out. You're about
Hey
to
man,
lose
if it happens, it
everything.
happens. If it happens, it happens. You know, my girlfriend's a botanist, so we can all just group up. We got our little commune going. Grow some
I need to
crops,
learn-
and you're only welcome in the commune if you subscribe to us on Patreon. By the way.
Yep, $2 a month, Patreon. If you want to enter our commune, that's all it is.
Yeah, you get a guaranteed spot, and you get at least one ration of barley per week, and that's my personal guarantee. Fritz says Thom has the Rona too. I actually didn't know that. I don't really keep up with Senate news that much. They're very boring to me. But I mean, hey, I'm happy to hear any Republican gets Corona. In Minecraft.
Always good to hear.
Yeah, and I think we should try to draw this to an end here, and let's cap this off with a very lovely, annoying story. Anyway.
Yes, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
There's been an update. So as you all know, this fucking terrorist came over to Kenosha, killed people trying to defend someone else's property, and is currently being charged or with deadly. Wait. Yeah, but he's being charged, and there's been an update.
Yeah.
Apparently, they don't want to extradite him because you feel like they'll be turning him over to the mob. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, they're right, but I don't care.
It's crazy. Like, Christian groups have, what was it, over like $500,000 to support this kid?
Yeah, no,
It's
that's
fucking
the most
crazy.
insane thing to me. Like, conservatives are never. I'm like mad.
They
I'm
are
like grabbing
so
shit on my
horny
desk.
for these fucking
Yeah.
white nationalist fucking terrorists, bro. Like, it's crazy, man.
They
Like-
can never be called to action for like actual
like
good
people
shit.
starving, homelessness.
Yeah.
Like, but fucking white man fucking do crime? Yes! Yes!
Yes! White
Yes!
supremacy?
Yes! Like,
That's
they're all
insane,
over that
yes!
shit. They're all
That's so
over
funny.
that shit. It's crazy.
Oh
It's
my God.
fucking crazy. And I hope this guy he gets the fucking worst. The worst of it.
Yeah,
I hope
absolutely.
for it.
And I think that they're probably right in the fact that they shouldn't basically, like, I don't think that he should be allowed to leave basically at any time because he's he's in serious danger. But here's the thing, I personally don't care if he's in danger.
Yeah,
But
he
like
died
if
in
I
Minecraft
were the
for all I care.
police, right, exactly. I don't care if he lives or dies. He's a piece of shit and he's a psychopath murderer who came to this place looking to kill people and hurt people. So yeah, I personally don't care if he lives or dies, but they're right. And he probably would be killed if he was turned over. Look at the way they defended that Rittenhouse psycho. Exactly, yeah. They're marching for gyms with guns while Antifa's feeding the homeless.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they paint Antifa as this like faceless death squad that goes from house to house like wanting to like impregnate your white daughters.
Yeah, and it's so crazy. Like, I didn't think that, like, thinking Antifa was a group. Like, I thought that was like just like a Republican speaking point because they're fucking dumb. But there's actual people who think Antifa is a real organization that I can fucking go up and sign for, and that George Soros fucking pays me thousands of dollars a day to fucking protest.
Right.
Like, there's people who
Right.
actually believe this shit, and it's crazy.
Yeah, like we're getting paid right now to do agitprop for George Soros, like to like secure the Jewish overlords' control of the fucking world. Like that's actually what we're doing right now. And you guys just don't know.
You see on our Patreon that we're only getting $14 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
But the number's way Dude, those Soros bucks. Have you gotten your check yet?
I'm waiting for my direct deposit.
I mean,
to
how do you
hit
think
on
I
my
afford
bank
this
account.
microphone? I'm not affording this microphone on a fucking minimum wage salary. Hell no.
Exactly.
You can thank
exactly.
George for that one.
Yeah, and Fritz says Derek Chauvin just made bond as well. Yeah, $1 million bond, by the way. $1 million fucking dollars. How do you even come up with that? Because like, I've never been to jail personally, but if you need
Not
to
yet.
be like, if you need to be out on bond, like if you need to go to a bail bondsman, don't
It's
you usually have
fucked.
to put down like 10% for that? Where does he get like $100,000 just like in cash?
They pay for
I
it,
guess
bro.
like who though? Like the
Fucking,
union or
Wait, who are you talking
maybe
about?
the police? Maybe the Derek Chauvin, the guy who fucking necked what's his name, George Floyd.
Oh, probably
He
fucking
he just
union,
got out
the
on $1
police
million
union.
bond. Most of the time,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm
Fritz
sure
says you
there's,
need
like-
10% most of the time,
I'm sure there's fucking
which is a lot.
so many people like so fucking hard and ready to give this guy fucking bond money.
Actually, that's a good point. I don't know why I'm even asking that because we know that Kyle
You
Rittenhouse
have $1
got
million.
fucking $500,000. So I'm
Yeah.
sure, yeah. I mean, fuck, he could have scraped up
There's
$100,000
probably like
in like an
thinking that this
afternoon.
guy's a fucking hero. Like he's like, you know what? Like here's,
Yeah.
you know, I've been saving this up, you know, to pay off some loans, but no, you needed more than me. Here you go. Like,
Yeah. I was gonna finally go to the doctor for the first time in a decade, but Mr. Derek Chauvin, I think you need this money.
for real.
You're
for
a
real.
hero.
But
God
yeah,
damn it.
fuck. That was like the last thing I really want to talk about. I don't know if there's anything else you want to fucking close on. Anything
I
that's on
did
your
miss a
mind?
message from Philbin. He says, "Meanwhile, a left-wing guy in self-defense is is hunted down by federal marshals in Portland." I think you're talking about that Antifa guy who was I think he was involved in a killing of a right-wing guy who was like pepper spraying people. And then afterwards, he was killed in a shootout with the police. I totally agree with you. We talked about this on the show.
They
I don't know if
hunted
you
his ass
were here for
fucking
that
down, yeah.
particular episode. But yeah, like we discussed how, like the difference in framing, even the way that guy, like his death was framed in such a way where like he was a lone psycho gunman who was like on the run. Whereas like Kyle Rittenhouse is like a kid who feared for his life. Like just the way they frame the
Yeah,
story
exactly. Like
shows how they're
he was running away,
preconceived.
and like there was a fucking whole gangs
Exactly.
of fucking policemen. Was it FBI? Not FBI.
I'm not sure. I watched the
Um,
video. I don't know. I don't remember if that's I'm like there's so many shootings going on. Like I mix up the video, so I don't know if it's the one I'm actually thinking of. But I know the story he's talking about, and like yeah, like the guy is like clearly scared for his life. He's surrounded by fucking police, and he gets gunned down like an animal.
Yep.
And like when it comes to leftists and defending yourself, like I think his death unfortunately is a great example of when like knowing when not to fight back. I want to say
I think he had something wrong with him. Like he was like he legitimately thought that there was alt-right people like who were gonna go after him and kill him.
oh,
and,
was he like mentally like disturbed or something?
Yeah, like he. I mean, like he went out to like, like he confessed like on video. Like yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
I was just trying to defend this guy, my friend. Cause,
I mean, I saw that, but I think that what he did was in self-defense though. Like I think that the person that he killed, like I watched the video of the guy, like they're drive-by like pepper spraying people and
bear mace, yeah.
like yeah, and I feel like
he was
like
shot
he was
fucking
justified
40
to shoot him.
times.
Holy shit.
And like the guy was running away. It's like he poses no threat to you.
There was no shootout. He was unarmed. Yeah, like I don't know if he had a gun at the time. Oh yeah, this I remember now because we were talking on the show and I was saying this was actually on the Epoch Philosophy episode because I was saying the police said that there was a shoot, like he had a gun, but they wouldn't release the video. And then I even said at the time, I was like, they say that he had a gun and they were in a gunfight, but they used like very specific language. And I think at the time I was saying, I don't believe that he was even in a gunfight. I don't believe the police's story of this. And now Philbin is telling
They
me
just wanted
he was
to revenge
unarmed.
kill.
So I was actually right, which is really unsettling.
They just wanted a revenge kill, bro. Like they were fucking out. Like,
Right.
They found him in like 3 days and they fucking gatted his ass. They
Yeah,
wanted
that's
to
the thing
fucking
is like
trade kill, man.
police love retaliation. Like if you're involved in a violent crime and the police are like coming to hunt you down, they're basically going in like
They're
for
fucking.
you
They're
to come out of that
slobbering,
situation
bro,
alive.
like
Right.
they're salivating. Like they can't wait until they get to fucking put 3 bullets in your back.
Yeah,
then
exactly.
plant
If you
that-
want to
and then
come out of
plant
that
a gun on
situation
you.
alive, you have to do a lot more to like appease them than you do normally. Like you have to prove to them that you're not like I don't know. Even then, they might still fucking kill you. You have to do a lot
I
though.
mean,
It's
yeah,
like
like that one
it's
video
terrifying.
who, like that guy in the hallway in the hotel, like
Yeah.
begging for his fucking life.
yeah,
And like they're
Shaver.
giving him fucking, very fucking hard,
Yeah.
fucking rules to
Simon
follow.
says, "Ask commands."
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And then
Literally.
just like
I don't
hope
know. I
it.
mean, it's all so bullshit.
Yeah.
I hope that like if anyone can learn wait one sec. Fritz says
Mm-hmm.
being ex-Leo, I can say the specific language they use matters. Exactly. It's very anti like very trying to
It's cop
avoid like
language.
litigation,
Yeah.
you know, things like that. Trump has also Eric Trump has also lauded the actions of marshals in his speeches, and in the debates he brags about a kill notice he issued and was followed. He does that shit all the time, and like he refuses to admit that his words like cause people to actually do things. It's like this idea of stochastic terrorism, right? It's like Trump can say, "Oh, please rid me of that meddlesome priest," and someone will kill the priest because people follow what he
'Cause
says.
it's a
He doesn't
cult
have to
following.
exactly.
It's
It's
cult
a
following.
very well documented phenomenon, and but I wanted to say just before we leave,
Mm.
like I hope that people take something from this person's death. I don't know exactly if he was like mentally disturbed, if whatever. Regardless, he shouldn't have been killed. And I think the most important thing to learn from his death is when and when not to engage in violence. Like if you are a single person, you are not going to kill all of the police in the US. You're not going to win the revolution against the United States government on your own. There's no reason to throw away your life and die like at the hands of cops. They're not gonna face any consequences. People are gonna literally go against you and say you were a bad person, even if you were doing something that's morally righteous. So like I think that it's good to live to fight another day, so to speak, and try to avoid these fatal interactions when you can, because in theory, if you have enough support, then we don't need to really die because they'll have
Yeah,
no
just stay
choice but
safe.
to
I mean,
concede to us.
He was trying to, protect his friend, just stay safe. But if it happens, it fucking happens. Like, you
Yeah.
can't just fucking kneel over to these people and let them fucking kill you.
I mean, you're right. You're totally right. And like I will always defend you. If you get fucking killed by police, we're going to talk about you on this podcast and we're going to say that you're a fucking hero. But you should know that like most people aren't. And like history is not going to view us kindly because we're the fucking outliers.
There's
We're
already
the-
very few of us.
Yeah, so like we're the counterculture. Like you're gonna be smeared by a media machine that has way more power than any of us can ever hope to have. And like your legacy is gonna be you're the crazy person who got gunned down by the police, rather than like what you really are, which is like a revolutionary freedom fighter.
An
You know?
anti-fascist trying to stop the growing threat of fascism in America.
Exactly. And yeah, so I don't know. Stay safe out there and try not to be a
Don't
fucking
worry. If
statistic.
if any of our fucking audience members dies, like we'll be personally raising hell. Don't even fucking.
Oh yeah,
sweat
for
it.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, with
Yeah,
that,
and because I know you guys would do the same for me. That's the important part. Like you have to look out for your fellow comrades, and like when people are disparaging, especially dead people, like disparaging dead
oh
people's
yeah, it's
name,
fucking
like saying they
disgusting.
did
Like
things.
these fucking alt-right
Stand up for them.
agitators said about Breonna Taylor, like.
Right,
It should
exactly.
be like they should be. It's like libel and like shit like that. Like honestly, like I'm surprised. Like her family's not able to like go after these fucking people. Like from the
Right.
shit she said, like saying like she was a fucking drug dealer and like she like literally fucking deserved it. Like is what
Right.
they're fucking saying and shit like that. It's fucking horrible.
Exactly, and you can't defend yourself when you're dead. So those of us who remain, it's our obligation to defend people who are dead. But yeah, that's very depressing. But I think it's actually not. Like it's good because it shows that we have the power to change
Solidarity.
the narrative. Right. Like by having solidarity with one another, we can change and alter the narrative to something that is more accurate and represents what we actually believe. So yeah.
Yeah, but with that, yeah, like I have nothing else to say. It's been a good episode.
All good.
I'm loving the fucking chat interaction. Like fucking thank you for being out
Yeah,
here
I
in the
see some
chat.
new faces. Philbin and Fritz, I want to
Mm.
personally thank you guys for interacting so much and making this a great night. This is one of our best episodes so far, I think.
Every episode.
There we go. From north to the south, solidarity, comrades. Thanks for all you do. Philbin, thank you for being a great chatter,
Yeah, for
and
real.
I really appreciate
Hope
you
to see
stopping
you
by.
in the next episode, or if we ever do a live stream. Sometimes I turn on the live stream, play some games for anybody, you know. So catch that.
For
It
sure.
happens randomly. Sometimes
Yeah,
I might
subscribe
announce
and
it.
you'll know when we go live.
Yep, subscribe. It helps us. It helps us a lot. Currently, we don't make any ad revenue on YouTube, but once we hit 1,000 subs, get those fucking watch numbers up, baby. Hopefully, we can start making this something that's at least will make some revenue, and fucking
Right.
support us. But also Patreon. But yeah, that's been episode 35. I've had a fun time.
Yeah. Play us out, David.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye.